Gentlemen, start your engines.
This is New England's premier racing forum.
Green.
There's nothing I can't do with the race car.
Victory Lane Forum.
116! I'm going fast again! Woo! The VLF Radio Show on Blog Talk Radio.
3 wide, you're in the middle.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal. Woo! Shake and bake.
With Eric LaFleche.
I am a semi-professional race car driver and an amateur tattoo artist.
And Alan Ward.
I'm dropping the hammer.
No, you're not.
Victory Lane Forum.
The VLF Radio Show starts now.
Green flag, green flag.
This is CLNS Radio, the home of Internet Sports Talk Radio.
If you want to be part of the show, give us a call, 855-CLNS now. 855-CLNS now.
Edition of Victory Lane Radio as I talk over the intro, Al. Nothing's changed. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent today.
All right. We have a special program for you guys. This will air, I believe, Friday. So we're going to be interviewing today a person who races nationwide, Al, and Camping World Trucks. That'll be Mr. James Buescher, young James Buescher. I didn't realize how young he was. I think he's 22 or 23.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be joining us in just a few minutes. I mean, what a resume he's already putting together. You know, as a teenager, he wins the ASA Championship for Turner Motorsports in 2006, as well as the Rookie of the Year and the most popular driver. So he really cleaned up that year. And then they moved up to Pro Cup, and you know the natural progression up to trucks and then nationwide, and I would assume in a couple of years he's been Camping World Trucks for a few years now, but we'll be seeing him in just a few seconds here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. All these people say, well, he came out of nowhere, and you look, he didn't come out of nowhere. He's paid his dues, and he started winning championships at 14 in the Bandolero Young Gun Series at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, let's play your commercial out because we didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, so hang on one second.
If you're looking for that action shot of your favorite driver from all across the Northeast and beyond, visit Big Al's Photos at bigalsphotos.smugmug.com. Al takes a ton of photos every year, and you're sure to find your favorite driver. Once again, that's bigalsphotos.smugmug.com.
That's right. Get your pictures from Al. He takes the best around. We know. We know. You take the best around. Hey, on the line is the man of honor, the King of Kansas, they're calling him. He's a driver of the number 31 Progenex Chevrolet for Turner Motorsports and the winner at Kansas Speedway in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series SFP 250 and running a pretty substantial nationwide series this year. James Buescher, welcome to the show, James.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, congratulations on your first win. That's got to be awesome for in the Camping World Trucks, huh?
I appreciate it. It definitely, it's been a long time coming, and it was nice to finally get the 31 truck to victory lane and to do it with Progenex as their first race as a sponsor, not only with our team, but NASCAR. You know, it's pretty cool to bring new people into the sport like that and take them to victory lane their first time at the racetrack.
Yeah, they got to be pretty pumped about that.
Absolutely, it definitely helps when you can take your truck to victory lane, help get new sponsors as well as take care of the ones that you already have. Absolutely,
man. Now, I mean, the Camping World Truck race win obviously is a big deal for you, but you really set the stage this year when you really knocked the racing crowd on their ear at Daytona by winning the nationwide race in front of a lot of Cup drivers on NASCAR's largest stage. That had to be awesome, huh?
No, it definitely was a great way to start the year, and you know, it was cool to win at Daytona. Daytona's a place that everybody dreams about winning at, and you know, to be able to do that was pretty awesome. And what's weird is I got my first nationwide pole before I got my first truck pole when I was running more truck races than nationwide, and then I got my first nationwide win before my first truck win. So I don't know why that is, but I'm glad that we finally got the victory lane on both sides. And Daytona was really cool to get to victory lane, but winning at Kansas, I felt like we earned that one a lot more, leading the most laps in the race and dominating the race. I feel like that we earned the race, and a lot of people try to say that the race at Daytona, well, anybody could have been running 11th and made it through the wreck and got to victory lane, but we solidified the dates and by getting to victory lane in Kansas, I feel like.
Yeah, you got to remember with those people, James, that they didn't do it, you did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got a lot of people talk smack, and you could have, would have, should have. Well,
that's what I'm saying. By getting back to victory lane so quickly, I feel like we solidified that win and made it more substantial, I think.
Absolutely. Your last three truck races, as a matter of fact, Martinsville, you pull out a third, and the trucks return to Rockingham. You got a second place there. That must have been pretty cool to race the trucks at Rockingham, huh?
Rockingham was a fun race, I felt like, and we had a really good truck all weekend, and that was another race where we had a brand new sponsor come to the racetrack with us, and we ran second with them. So, it's pretty cool to be able to bring these new sponsors into the sport and run so well with them. But Rockingham is a fun racetrack, and Turner Motorsports got their first victory in the Truck Series with Casey Kane, and we ran second to them, so we had a 1-2 finish. And then the following week, we go 2 in a row for Turner Motorsports and win at Kansas. So there's a lot of good things going on at Turner Motorsports, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Absolutely, they got to be pumped. They're quickly becoming one of the elite teams in the divisions. Any talk about moving up for you, especially in the Sprint Cup, or do we have to do a couple full nationwide years first, do you think?
Well, I'm only 22, so I still got hopefully a long time left in the sport, and I don't want to rush my way to the Cup Series and not be ready when I go, because I feel like when you go to the Cup Series, you get one shot at it, and at least if you get to go with one of the top tier teams, and if you fail, then that was your one shot. So, I'm in no hurry to get there, but I do want to get there, and when I do get there, I want to stay for a long time. So that's part of why I'm not in a big hurry to get there, and we're running more and more nationwide this year, and hopefully we can win that championship this year in the trucks, and then move up to nationwide next year, and hopefully progress up to the Cup level. But there hasn't been any talks about a Cup race or anything yet. Hopefully we win a couple more races. Maybe we can get some Cup races together and get our feet wet in that series.
Yeah, I definitely think people will start talking if they haven't already started talking. You've had some great finishes. You finished third in points last year, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the people are already talking. Let's there's no, I don't think there can't be any secret there. But the trucks are off till May 18th, so you'll be doing some nationwide racing. Talk a little bit about your upcoming race this weekend at Richmond International Raceway.
I'm looking
How's that
forward
place
to it.
To get around?
It's a pretty tough short track. It doesn't race like a short track normally does, so it's tough to get a hang of, and I've only been there twice, so I don't have a ton of experience there, but it's somewhere that I need to get better at, and as our program's been improving, I'm feeling like we've got a good shot to run up front this weekend in the Aqueduct Solutions Chevy. Trent Owens has done a great job with me this year. We won first race out at Daytona, and we've ran pretty well since then, and I feel like we've worked on our communication and worked on what I need in the race car, and I think things will start getting better again, and hopefully get up front and try to get a couple more top fives and maybe a couple more wins before the end of the year.
That's awesome, man. So was at the start of 2012, was it on the docket to run 23 races, or was that up to, I thought there was just a few on your you said you're going to run a few like around in the winter. I thought I heard that you were going to run like 5 or so, and that now was it always the plan to run 23?
Over the winter, the plans were to run 10 or 12 races.
Okay.
It's sponsor dependent, but the nationwide schedule is just kind of up in the air for the 30 car, and any opportunity that I have to get in it, I'm going to take it. If they say that I can run a weekend and when I'm off in the trucks, or even if it's companion weekend with the trucks, I'm all for it. So, I didn't know until a week or two ago that I was even running Richmond. So, it's pretty up in the air. There's not really a set schedule as far as what races I am doing in the 30 car. I do know I'm running Richmond next weekend, or this coming weekend, and then Talladega and Darlington as well. So those three are all three races that were not on my schedule at the beginning of the season, or over the off season when we were getting ready to start this 2012 season. So, to say that I'm running a certain number of races, I'd be lying to you. So I don't really know what to tell you my number of races will be by the end of the year, but I have ran a couple. I've ran a few. I haven't gone over the number that we said over the off season yet, so I guess you can't call me a liar yet.
Certainly. So Al and I, of course, are from New England. We got New Hampshire Motor Speedway up here, and we actually I raced a short track. Al was a crew chief for short track racing. I can't fathom. And, I know you've raced on short tracks. You actually raced, you were a Bandolero champion at Texas Motor Speedway, but the short track there, I'd assume. How do you fathom when you first drive on to Talladega? It's got to be mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's been a few years since my first time at Talladega, but it's a lot different than any short track that you'll ever go to, and it's a lot different than a short track just looking at it. So, you pull off pit road and it's like, holy cow, there's a lot of room, and everything's so spread out, and it's a totally different style of race than a short track, and I always tell people that any kind of race is demanding on your body. Just places like Talladega and Daytona are mentally demanding, and places like, say Richmond and Martinsville and places like that are physically demanding. And I'd say that places like Kansas and Charlotte and Texas are kind of in between, a little bit of both. So, it definitely can take a toll on your body just like a short track, just in a different kind of way. So, I think I do pretty well at Talladegas and Daytonas, and I've won Daytona twice and gotten a couple poles at Talladega and Daytona. So I feel like we run up front and we do pretty good at them. So I'm glad that I got Talladega added to my schedule, and I'm pretty sure I got Daytona added to my schedule as well for July. So I enjoy going to the super speedways, and glad I get to run two more of them than I thought this year.
Absolutely. You better get on the schedule for Daytona in July.
So James,
I actually just found out last week that I am running that race, so pretty excited about it.
How difficult, James, is it to change your mindset from the short track to the super speedway? Is it sometimes take you a few laps of practice to get in the rhythm and say, oh, well, this is the short track, not the big track. I've got to totally adjust my style?
No, I drive race cars for a living. It's what I love to do, and it doesn't matter if we go to 5 different style racetracks 5 days in a row. I feel like I can adapt to them pretty quickly. Normally, first lap or two out. So, there's always room to fine tune your line throughout practice and whatnot. But you normally get pretty close right out of the box, so I don't think it takes much time to adjust. A race car is a race car. The track's just shaped a little bit differently.
Absolutely. Who'd you say was on your car for Richmond? Your sponsor?
AccuDoc Solutions.
Okay. Have they been? They're a long-time sponsor?
Well, they've been a long-time sponsor of Turner Motorsports. They've been on my truck twice already this year, and are going to be with it on my cars and trucks pretty often this year, I think.
Oh, very good.
So, James, for those, like Eric said, we're in New England, so a lot of people haven't in our area. When you won Daytona, they said, well, who the heck is that and where did he come from? So, I say, well, he's doesn't have much experience, just stepped into it. Why don't you give our listeners a little bit of your history of where you started and how you got to where you are?
Well, I wouldn't say I just stepped into it. I've been racing in NASCAR since 2008, and I'm on my 4th year. So I've ran, over 75 truck races already, and I think 35 or almost 40 nationwide races. So, I've ran a lot of races in NASCAR, and I started in Bandoleros when I was 12 years old and moved up to Legends cars and then on to late models. And we won a championship the 1 year I ran late models in ASA and then moved up to ARCA and Hooters Pro Cup in the Canon E-Series or 2007, 2008. And in 2008 started racing in NASCAR and it's been NASCAR and ARCA from there. And I haven't done much ARCA over the last couple of years, but I still run one every now and then. I'm not sure if I will this year, but I did run a race last year, and it's been pretty busy scheduling with all the trucks and nationwide races that we've been running over the last couple of years.
Yeah, you certainly have moved up the right way, in my opinion. You get some of these guys, like you alluded to earlier, about getting thrown in. Your past experience with the ASA and the ARCA, that's only got to help. And I don't know how it translates to the trucks, but it's got to help for your nationwide, and I would assume in the future, knock on wood, your Sprint Cup career as well. Especially ARCA. That is a lot like the nationwide, just a different type of car, but a lot like the racing. It seems like it's very similar.
Well, it's similar in that we go to the same racetracks. Every series you race in has its similarities and differences, but I'd say the most similar part about racing in ARCA is the racetracks you go to. But it definitely, I feel like, has helped me to just be an asphalt racer. Never driven sprint cars or dirt racing, so I have a handful of races on dirt, but nothing that I've ever gone and ran a full season or anything like that. So, it seems to me like if you're going to race asphalt for a living, then why not start in asphalt? So, everybody takes a different path, and you see guys be successful from whatever path they come from. So I'm not saying that my path that I took is the only way, but it seemed to have worked for me.
It certainly is working for you. Exactly. Al, you got anything else?
No, I don't. I had some other stuff, but you kind of covered them, so.
So we'll you can catch James on his website at www.jamesbuescher. That's BUESH. I'm sorry, SCHER.com. I've looked at that too many times in the last day, James. Believe me. And you can see him, of course, racing nationwide this weekend at Richmond and the following weekend at Talladega. And we wish you the best of luck, sir, and we really appreciate you checking in with us.
I appreciate it.
And thanks a lot, James. Have a good race and good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, buddy.
Okay. It's great to have him on. I just wished I'd had a little more time to prepare, but when the opportunity is there, you got to grab it.
Yes, exactly. We're not going to miss the opportunity, and if we get to talk to James again, we will be a little bit more prepared. And we do hope you enjoyed this short interview, 20-minute interview with the Kansas Speedway winner in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series for Turner Motorsports. That's James Buescher. See you later, Al.
Take care, Eric.